The Yankees and Nationals played Game 2 of their 3-game weekend series. The Yankees won Game 1 4-1 in a rain-shortened 5-inning game. James Paxton faced off against Eric Fedde, who replaced an injured Steven Strasburg for this one. Here's the lineups as DJ LeMahieu made his season debut for the Yankees. Let's get into the action right after a quick word from Sports Cases. DJ rolled one on the ground to Kendrick at first. He flipped it to Fedde, but it was a bad toss, and Fedde couldn't find the bag. DJ reached base to start off the ballgame. Judge struck out swinging on a fastball for the first out of the game. Glaber hit one hard on a bounce to second. Castro couldn't field the ball, and everybody was safe on the second Washington error of the inning. Stanton hit one hard on the ground to third. The Nationals turned a 5-4-3 double play to end the inning as Fedde worked around the two errors. Trey Turner struck out swinging to begin the bottom of the first. Eden hit a 1-2 pitch high in the air to Gardner and left for the second out of the inning. With 2 outs and nobody on, Castro drilled one high in the air to deep right field. Judge went back, onto the track. He leaped at the wall, and it was off the wall and caromed away from him. Starlin Castro went all the way to third with a 2-out triple for the Nationals. Kendrick hit one hard into center, but it was right at Hicks for the out to end the inning and strain Castro on third. Hicks struck out swinging to begin the top of the second. Voit struck out looking on a 2-seam fastball that clipped the outside corner for the second out. Sanchez chopped one up the middle, but right at Castro behind second to end a quick 1-2-3 inning for Fedde. Asdrubal Cabrera lined a 1-0 pitch into right field to start off the bottom of the second with a leadoff single. Kurt Suzuki swung at the first pitch and lined it into left center field for a base hit. Cabrera stopped at second as the Nats had 2 on with nobody out. Kieboom chopped a 3-2 pitch against the shift and into right field for a base hit. The runners moved station to station as the bases were now loaded with nobody out. Robles lined one fair down the left field line and into the corner for extra bases. Cabrera and Suzuki came in to score on a 2-run double by Victor Robles to give the Nationals a 2-0 lead. Taylor walked to load the bases with nobody out for the second time this inning, and that ended the day for Paxton. Michael King came in for the Yankees. Turner chopped one on the ground to short. Glaber flipped to DJ for one, and DJ fired a strike to first to get the speedy Turner. A run came in to score, but King got exactly what he needed. Eaton lifted a 3-1 pitch into left to end the inning as King did a nice job to keep the Yankees in the game. Gio rolled one on the ground to short. Turner bobbled the ball, and he committed the Nats' third error of the game. He flipped the ball back to Fedde, and it was a terrible throw. Gio saw this, and he took the extra base for the Nats' 4th error in 3 innings. Gardner drilled one into fairly deep right. Eaton drifted back onto the track, and he made the play, but Gardy did his job to get the runner over to third with 1 away. DJ swung at the first pitch and lined one into left center field for a base hit. Urshela came in to score on an RBI single by Le Machine to make it a 3-1 game. Judge hit one hard towards third, but Cabrera made a great diving stop, and he got the force out at second for the second out of the inning. Glaber grounded out to third to end the inning, but the Yankees got one back to make it a 3-1 game. Castro popped one high in the air off of first, and Voit made the play in foul territory for the first out. Kendrick grounded out to Urshela for the second out of the bottom of the third. Cabrera rolled one into the shift to end a 1-2-3 inning as King was able to restore order for the Yankees. Stanton swung at a 3-0 fastball and drilled a moonshot to left. All Taylor could do was turn and watch as Stanton hit an absolute bomb to make it a 3-2 game. Hicks lined a 2-2 pitch through the shift and into right center field for a base hit. Voit chopped one on the ground to short. They got the out at second, but he was able to beat out the return throw and avoid a double play. Sanchez popped the first pitch into shallow right center field, and Castro went out to make the play for the second out. Fedde hung a 2-1 slider, and Gio ripped it down the left field line for extra bases. Unfortunately for the Yankees, Voit has square wheels, and he couldn't come around to score on the play. Gio had a double, but there were still 2 outs in the inning. Gardner worked a walk to load the bases with 2 away. DJ chased an outside pitch and tapped it on the ground to first. Kendrick flipped to Fedde for the out as DJ stranded the bases loaded. Suzuki lifted an 0-2 pitch high in the air to shallow left field. Gardner charged in, he slid, but he dropped the ball. Suzuki had a leadoff single to begin the home half of the 4th. Kieboom struck out on a half swing for the first out of the inning. Robles drilled a 2-1 pitch deep down the left field line. Gardner looked up, and this one was gone. Victor Robles drilled a 2-run home run into the seats and left to give the Nationals a 5-2 lead. Taylor flew out to Judge and right for the second out of the inning. Turner popped out to DJ to end the inning, but the Nationals had their 3-run lead back. Judge swung at the first pitch from new pitcher Tanner Rainey and flew out to Taylor in left center for the first out of the fifth. Glaber lifted an 0-1 pitch into shallow center field for the second out on 3 pitches. Stanton drew a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs and nobody on. Hicks chopped one to first to end a scoreless fifth for Rainey. Eaton lined an 0-1 pitch into right for a leadoff single to begin the fifth. Castro struck out swinging for the first out of the inning. King tried to throw behind Eaton, and he threw it past Voit and up the right field line. The Yankees took a while to get the ball in, and Eaton used his wheels to get all the way to third with 1 out on the throwing error by King. Kendrick lifted a hanging 0-2 pitch into deep center field. Hicks went back, but this one was over his head and bounced over the wall for an RBI ground rule double. This ended the day for King as Jonathan Holder came in the game. Cabrera hit one hard into right. Judge charged in, he dove, but he couldn't make the play, and the ball rolled past him to the wall. Kendrick came in to score on an RBI double by Cabrera to give the Nationals a 7-2 lead. Suzuki struck out on a half swing for the second out of the inning. Kieboom lifted one to Judge and right to end the inning, but the Nats scored 2 more to take a 7-2 lead. Voit struck out on a half swing on a good pitch from Harper for the first out. Sanchez struck out swinging on a hanging 3-2 pitch for the second out. Urshela swung at the first pitch and grounded out to short to end a 1-2-3 inning for Harper. Robles lined an 0-1 pitch into left for a base hit as he was now 3 for 3 and a triple away from the cycle. Taylor swung at the first pitch and popped one up to Glaber in shallow left for the first out of the inning. Turner also swung at the first pitch, and he popped out to Sanchez behind the plate for the second out. Eaton tapped one slowly on the ground to short. Glaber took his time on the throw, and his throw pulled Voit off the bag at first. The Yankees challenged the play, and the call was upheld. This would end the day for Holder, as David Hale came in the game. Hale got Castro to fly out to left to end the inning and strand 2 runners on base. Gardner lifted a 3-2 pitch into shallow right field for the first out of the 7th. Tyro Estrada, who came in the game defensively for DJ, ripped a 1-out single up the middle. The 2-2 pitch from Harper was worse than the ceremonial first pitch by Fauci, and Estrada moved up to second. Judge struck out swinging on a 3-2 curveball in the other batter's box for the second out. Glaber struck out swinging on a foul tip to end the inning, and he slammed the bat in frustration. New pitcher Ben Heller got Kendrick to ground out to third for the first out of the 7th. Cabrera drilled a 1-2 pitch to deep right field. All Judge could do was turn and watch as Asdrubal Cabrera crushed the solo shot into the seats and right to give the Nats an 8-2 lead. Suzuki popped out to the left side for the second out. Kieboom grounded out to end the inning, but the Nats tacked on another on the solo shot by Cabrera. Stanton lined a 2-2 pitch into the gap in left center field for extra bases. He stopped at second with a leadoff double to begin the top of the 8th. Hicks dropped his shoulder and popped an 0-2 pitch into center for the first out of the inning. Voit lined one hard into center. Robles started in and then drifted back to make the catch for the second out. Sanchez was jammed on a 3-1 pitch and blooped one into left as Taylor was able to make a nice sliding play to end a scoreless 8th for Burke. Robles, who was a triple away from the cycle, struck out swinging against new pitcher Luis Avalon. Taylor swung on a first pitch breaking ball and drilled it to deep left field. All Gardner could do was turn and watch as Taylor hit a tape measure home run over the bullpen in left to give the Nationals a 9-2 lead. Turner hit one hard, but Gio made a great leaping play at third for the second out of the inning. Eaton struck out swinging, but the Nats scored another to take a 9-2 lead. Finnegan got Urshela to fly out to right for the first out of the top of the 9th. Gardner tapped one back to the mound. Finnegan made a terrible throw to first, and Gardner reached on the Nats' 5th error of the game. Ford pinch hit for Estrada and lined a base hit into center to put 2 on with 1 away for the Yankees. Judge hit one hard, but right at Turner for a game-ending 4-6-3 double play. The Nationals defeated the Yankees in a sloppy game by a score of 9-2 to even up the series at 1. The rubber match will be tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, nationally televised on TBS. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.